Okay, we start methods in programming. Okay, first of all, methods are used. We can say that methods are also called functions. The first thing you must know that. Okay.
Okay.
Methods can also be named as functions. And there are two types of functions. Two types of methods are functions in programming. You can say there. Okay. What are these two types? One is called return, one which returns some value. Okay, which will return some value. And the second one which will not return some value.
Okay, true. Yeah, I already saw that part.
Okay, one which
Okay,
will
now
not
I
return any
understand.
value. Okay.
Okay,
And
yeah.
the core thing is every function or method will perform a certain singular task, certain, you can say, singular atomic level task. I am writing here these different difficult words, but it is the concept of function. These three words are the concept of function. Okay, what it means that the method and the function will perform some specific work. Okay, and this specific work will be a singular task, like power of a number. Okay,
Like what? Sorry, power of a number, you said?
mean that the function to calculate the power of a number.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The function to calculate the under root of a function of a
Yeah.
number. The function to sum two digits. Okay, so this task will be atomic level. What it means that this task cannot be further divided into two tasks.
Okay.
You can say that the smallest portion of your program can consist of multiple tasks. Like we have a program which performs. Let's I give you an example of ATM machine. Okay. We conceived the idea of ATM machine. We took care like this one. For example, we take an ATM machine program. We generalize that. We know that ATM machine, first of all, we can log in. Okay.
Yeah.
The second thing is, and inside the login, we can see that we input the pin. Okay.
Yeah.
Then pin is verified.
Perfect.
Okay. And the second one is that we can check the balance. Okay. Okay, we can check the balance. The third thing is that we input, we withdraw cash. Okay, look at that. We withdraw cash. You know that withdraw cash is, it contains two things. What, first of all, in withdraw cash we check balance. Okay.
Yeah.
Check balance, then we check cash in the machine. Okay. And then cash is withdrawn. Cash is withdrawn. This is all about the concept. Look at this task is only the login task. If we divide the login task in which we perform two things: input the PIN number and PIN is verification. But when we talk about PIN verification, this is a single task.
Yeah.
Okay. So when we divide a program, a logic, a code into this level of modulation, this is called modular programming. This is called dividing a program into small units of functionality, so that we can code the smaller portions and then combine these smaller portions to get the bigger version. Okay.
Okay.
Basically, methods and functions are a strategy by which we think towards the smallest portion of your program and then code that portion. And that portion is can be known as the method and the function.
So if I understand correctly, is that we have to divide every single step
Look at this is
to the
ATM machine.
smaller step.
Look at this is
Mm-hmm.
an ATM machine example, okay? And we
Yeah.
have divided here login, the function, okay? Pin
Mm-hmm.
verification function, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Check balance function, okay? Then we have check here the check cash function, and then we
Mm-hmm.
have the withdraw cash function. We have
Mm-hmm.
divided the program of ATM machine into like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 functions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
look at here. This is the check balance function. This is
Yeah.
being reused in whenever we will withdraw the cash, this function will be reused. Okay.
Yeah.
When you look at imagine that when you log into your uh, ATM machine, you have
Okay.
a
Yeah.
certain option there, check balance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Look at when we click on check balance, it shows us our balance. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so it means that the check balance function is executed of your
Mm-hmm.
ATM machine program. Program is
Mm-hmm.
the bigger thing and function is the smallest task that the program performs.
Okay, sorry, can you just repeat your last sentence? Sorry.
I mean
You
that
said,
the
yeah,
smallest task. Look at here,
yeah,
when we look, imagine the ATM machine program, okay?
yeah.
No,
No,
when
I understand. It's just because I'm taking notes, so I didn't get the chance. You said the smallest task and the one before, sorry.
this, this file will be shared with you, don't worry. If you
Oh, okay, okay.
okay this file, that's why I am taking notes also, and I
Mm-hmm.
will share
Okay,
this file with you, don't worry at all. Okay, look
okay.
at, so when I need to explain the second concept now, why we made functions. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
functions are smallest unit of your program. Okay, they
Mm-hmm.
perform single task. they These task is of atomic nature. What mean by atomic nature? This task cannot be further divided into subtasks. Okay, like this
Mm-hmm.
one, with withdraw task can be divided into check balance, check cash, and then withdraw cash. Okay, but
Mm-hmm.
check balance cannot be you can say can be divided further into something else. This is only single task, check balance.
Mm-hmm.
So why we use this, why we use functions, this is now question. Look at, we have in ATM function check balance. When we click on check balance, it checks the balance and displays our balance. But if
Mm-hmm.
we do not check balance and we click on, we touch withdraw option. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
look at here, when we click on withdraw option and enter some amount to withdraw, you can see every time your balance is checked.
Mm-hmm.
You understand that?
Yeah, okay, so you mean that it goes back always to the check balance first and then after
No,
the other
no,
options?
no,
No?
no. Okay, this is the answer why functions are used. Look at, in
Yeah.
second point, this
Mm-hmm.
function is called, and in this activity, this function is again called.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
So what it means, we code only once, but we
Mm-hmm.
use the functions as many times as we need it.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah, we just have to return
Yes, yes.
okay,
Why
okay, okay.
why functions are used? Okay, why
Mm-hmm.
methods are used? If I will not type here method, you will consider it. Okay, functions and
Mm-hmm.
methods are the same. Why we function?
Are the
The
same.
first thing is reuse ability. This is the foremost functionality. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
we
Mm-hmm.
can reuse the function code again and again by calling this.
Mm-hmm.
We do not need to write the code again when we are writing the code for check balance program, when we are writing the code for withdraw. We just call that, which we have previously made that. The second thing, it makes the logic more simple. Okay. How? Why? By dividing it into simple tasks, simple and single task. Okay. For example, when you are asked to someone asks you, create a program for me which stores the fee information of student and which handles the fee information of student. What will you think? You will think about what are different functions will be performed in this overall task. Okay. So this is the logic of functions and method, because it makes reusable code, and we can make our logic more simple. They are simple to code, they are easy to understand, and definitely with this option it decreases okay, the complexity of the coding. Okay.
Okay.
Definitely, when you will divide a problem into sub problems, and then you start solving these sub problems, which will definitely lead towards the solution of that particular problem. You must heard about divide and conquer strategy. Have you listened divide and conquer strategy?
No.
No. When this term is used, I show you here. Look at here. Look at, this is very popular. Divide and look at, divide and conquer. Okay.
And conquer. Okay.
Conquer. What it means that, look at here. In computer sciences, divide and conquer is an algorithm. We divide a bigger problem into sub problems and then solve the sub problems. And when we solve all sub problems, ultimately we have solved the bigger problems.
Okay.
Okay. So this
Okay.
is this is also applied in the civil wars, when no you can say the war strategies are different. When people in the ancient times war against each other. Okay. Look at, they have 50 people and they have 100 people in front of them. So the strategy of good commander was that divide these 50 into five pairs. Okay. And then they go with the 10 sections towards that 100 people. When 10 are going this way, the 100 will be divided towards that 10. Okay. So this is called divide and conquer strategy. So methods and functions basically gives us an idea to divide and conquer strategy. It follows divide and conquer, and with the help of methods and functions, we can make reusable code, we can make the logic more simple, and ultimately it decreases the complexity. This is the concept and the philosophy of methods. Okay, now we will return back towards which functions return the value and which functions do not return the value. If we call a function and it performs a certain task but do not return some value, then it is called non-returnable function. Okay. And if we call some function, like we call a function to calculate the power, we give 3 and it will give us 9 if it is a square function. So how we can handle these functions in Java, now we can see here, and we will do again on the W3 schools. Okay. And go to the Java. Where is Java? This is Java, and we will apply here. These are the Java methods. Look at method. Basically in program we will call a code here. Look at here. This is our main function. Okay.
Yeah.
We talked yesterday about that one.
Yeah.
We have just type here my method, and then we can the double brackets and this one, and we got I just got executed. When we write this one, the control goes to here. Look at here. This is the function definition, the method definition, and this line is printed. Look at here.
Okay.
This line is
Yeah.
printed. We in the main function, we just type here, and it will lead us go back to here, and this function is calculated, and this function is executed. Okay.
I just have a question why it is written this way, because I would have put the public static first on
Yes.
top, just below public class main, and I would put the static void my method last, the third position. So I just don't understand how come it's written this way.
Which one? This one?
Yeah.
Okay. Public mean that we can call this function outside the class. Okay. This
Okay.
public mean. This is the scope of the function. Main is also a function. Main is also called a method. Okay. But this is called the main method, from where the execution starts. Look at it. This is your main class. The first statement should start here, but compiler will look for the main method. When it reaches here, it starts executing from this one. Okay. So
Okay.
we make it public. This public tells the scope of that function. Okay. Either this function can be called outside the class or not, but we have not used here public because we do not want to access this function from outside the class. Okay. If we want this function to be accessed from outside the class, then we can make it public as well. No difference is here. Okay. We can write it.
Okay.
Okay. So we will now define, we will now talk about how to define methods in Java. Okay. What are the basic requirements to define what is the basic syntax to define a method in Java? Okay. You ready that one?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Okay. Number one, how to define methods in Java. Okay. Like we talked yesterday how to define variable. We type that we will type the data type first, and then the variable name, then equal, and then the value. You know that this is called the syntax. Okay, this is called the syntax. Now, what is the syntax to define methods? The syntax is here. There are four things. Number one, we will type the return data type. Okay, return data type. Okay. Then we will define the method name. The second thing will be method name. The third thing will be we will start parenthesis, and inside parenthesis we will provide argument list. Okay, and then the body of that function. This is the total four things. One, the return data type, the method name, the argument list, and the body of that function. These four things.
What is the argument list?
The argument list, the values provided to that function to work on.
Okay, which we have to decide.
For example, we call here scare function. Okay, if we want to calculate scare, we will provide 4 here. Okay.
Yeah.
This 4 is an argument. Scare function will calculate the value of 4 and will return us something. Okay. So this is the basic syntax: return data type, then the method name, and then the argument. Okay. Before this, we can mention scope. Okay. Scope.
Okay.
That means public or private. Okay. Public or private. That is not the way. We will let them. We will discuss only these 4 things. Number one, the return data type. Okay. The return data type. Okay. Number one, if you have, this could be void, it means no value return. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It could be void. And if you want to return some value, then it could be int, long, short, byte, and whatsoever, okay? Double
Mm-hmm.
and string
Close.
and char, char, all the data types which we had discussed yesterday.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, look at this example. In this example, the data type is void, okay?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the name is my method.
Yeah.
Okay, the blank brackets are showing that this function accepts no argument.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
So there's nothing. Everything is empty, right?
okay, okay. Two things are optional in while we define this one. Okay, what are the
Mm-hmm.
optional things? Look at what are the optional things. Number one, return type. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
the second thing is called the argument. What it means that a function can have no return type. Okay, means
Mm-hmm.
that it will return nothing. And a
Mm-hmm.
function can accept no parameters or arguments. Arguments are also called parameters. Okay, these are same words, arguments and parameters. They are same.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
You can see that these are the same words. No need to do that. So what is two things to memorize? Number one, we will define the return type. If we are going to define a function which will return nothing, then we will type void. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
then we will
Mm-hmm.
type void mean nothing. And similarly, if a function will not accept any value, then we will leave this empty.
Mm-hmm.
Is that this function will not accept any argument. Okay, look
Okay.
at
Yeah.
some other examples. Look at this is another example, and this one is go to this one, Java method parameters. Okay, look at here. I show you some examples here. Look at this one. I giving space to give you a better idea. Okay, so that's why.
Mm-hmm.
Look at here. This is the function. What is the
Mm-hmm.
return type of this function?
Void, I would say.
Void, void.
Return.
And what
Yeah.
it means,
No return value.
it will not return value. What is the name of this function?
My method.
Very good, my method. The rules for naming functions are same, which we discussed for variables. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
the name of function, the rules for naming function. Look at, and how
Mm-hmm.
many parameters it will accept?
Uh, I don't know. Is this string f name only one?
Only one.
Or
String is
okay.
string defines the type of parameter argument, and this is the name of the argument. Okay,
Okay.
so we can say that this is the function my method. The name of function is my method. Okay, the return
Mm-hmm.
type is void, and the parameter is only one, that is of string type. Whenever you will specify the parameter or argument, you must specify the data type also. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
if we have defined, no, this function takes f name. Okay, the string type argument, and look at here, when we have called this function, we have provided him that this one. Okay, look at, run this, you will see here your name. Okay, this function is called with this parameter. Look at here,
Mm-hmm.
this is there, and if I put here my name, and this function will be called with that name, and it will print that name. Look at, the code is one, but functionality is different. Okay, so we can use here the next one, that is my nickname, the Kamar.
I just have one question about this part because I understand the static void, my method.
Okay,
Um, but the second part again, sorry, it's just that we are calling the method. That's
okay,
it.
that's it.
With okay, we are calling the method and we ask for it to name it let's say my name, F name plus
Yes.
ref.
Look at
Okay.
when we call this my lane, this my
Yeah.
lane is passed to this F name. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This my lane value is passed to this F name, and here we can see here what is doing. We are printing the F name here. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why we got here the my lane,
Mm-hmm.
Malik and Habib and the Qamar. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
this is how we call this function,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the body of function. So I give you here some a little assignment here. Okay. Okay. So we want to define a function right here. Declare the function with with no parameters. Okay. How will we define? We will define it static void and some name like f1, and this will be our function. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Look at, we want to define a function which will return integer value but will take no parameter. Then with int f1, and this is with no parameter. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Look at, this is the function with double return type f1 function and will take one parameter of integer type. Okay. Look at
Mm-hmm.
it. This is the function which return double value, name is f1, and it will take two integer type values. Okay. Here is the
Okay.
function. Look at, here is the function which will return a long, and it will sorry, we consider string. Then the name of the function is concat, and it took two variables of string type. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Look at here. These are definitions of five functions.
Mm-hmm.
You must describe these functions. Okay. I will
Okay.
ask some question and you will answer me about that function. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. What is the return type of this function?
Void.
Void. How many parameters are passed in this function?
0.
0. Very good. What is the argument type of this function?
Int,
Very
integer.
good. How many parameters are passed here in this function?
2.
2. And what are the types of these two?
Integer.
Integer. It doesn't mean whatever the return type, whatever the, this is just a coincidence that we to type here. Now look at here. What is the name
Mm-hmm.
of this function?
Concat.
Very good. And what is the return type of this function?
String.
And what are the parameter type of this function?
String.
And how many parameters it will give us?
2.
2. We will define this function as a practice here. Okay. Look at here.
Okay.
We made it a string, like string, and the first name and then string L name. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We will provide two name here, and it will print here the full name and then colon and then double comma and then, yeah, here F name and plus this one space and then plus L name. Okay. What
Mm-hmm.
will be the output of this function? It will take two parameters. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We made it void. Still we made it void. Okay. Then we will
Okay.
change. It will take two parameters, first name and the last name, and it will show us output like full name equals then the first name, then give a space and then the last name. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now we will call this function here. We will change the name here, concat. No, we make it full name. Okay. Full
Mm-hmm.
name. Look at here. We call here this one full name and then in brackets my lane, and then the second parameter TIE SER.
Yeah.
Sorry for that one. Okay.
No, it's okay.
Okay. And full name, and then equals here Habib. And now second one is like this one, ULAH. Okay. Look at this. This we are calling it twice, but we have coded only once. Okay. This is the beauty of function. You can call as many times as you need it in your program, but you will have to code only once. Now we try here to run, and we'll look for if there is no no error. Look at here. Yes, look at.
Okay. Yeah.
Can you see here?
Yes.
This is the function name. These are two parameters of string type. This Milan forward to F name. This is the parameter. This is the argument. So this parameter is passed to L name, and this statement prints the F name value and the L name value. When it is called first time, Milan was the F name and Tizu was the second name. Okay. When it is called second time, Habib was the first name and this word Rula was the second name. Okay. No.
Yeah.
Now we test what is the return type. Okay. Look at it. We make it string now. We make string now.
But I just have one question before we pursue.
Yeah.
So when we call public static void main full name twice, it is considered as a two function.
This is considered as calling two functions.
Two functions. Okay.
Calling the same function two times. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Perfect.
You do not consider this two-line code. Okay. You consider it that we have a program and we want to display the name of 100 students. Okay. Look at na. We have a program. We have a list of students, 100 students, which have the first name and the last name, and we want to print the full name of these students. Okay. So this function will be called for every student, and it will print the name of that one. Okay. Look at that. When you have a function with some return type, okay, then you cannot call it like in this way. Okay. Because this function will run and will give some value, So we must have some variable to receive that value. Look at it. The syntax will be changed here. Okay.
Okay.
Look at here, because it will return something. So what the value which it will return must be stored in somewhere. Whenever we look at about the value and the variable, the container. If someone, if you call some function which will return you must have something to catch that value. Okay.
Yeah.
At here, this is F name, and we will and this is the first thing. This is the first thing. And what change will be here? What change will be here? A function which has return value, it must contain the return statement. Okay. RETURN return, and we will return this one here, like this one. Look at this. The F name and then this one. We comment that one. Return F name plus this and plus this. Okay. Now we will use here system. We try here system dot out dot println and just fn. Okay. This is called, and after this we copy this code here and paste here, and again this is the F name 1, this is F name 2, and then,
because if they have the same name, it won't work.
We have the same name.
My question. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, no, it will
But
work.
return, yeah, return your missing AR.
Okay, no, look
Okay.
at here. There is also missing something. Look at,
Uh,
there are two
mhm,
changes. Whenever you will make a method which will return some value,
mhm,
you can put here whatever you want, whatever the
mhm,
logic of that function, okay, whatever the processing of that function. But the last statement of your function must be a return statement, okay? Look at, this is
mhm.
the closing body of that. Here, the body of method starts. Here, the body of method close. This is the last statement, okay?
Mhm.
So whenever you will create a method which will return some value, okay?
Mhm.
So keep it in mind, the last statement of that function, the last statement of the body of that function will be return statement, okay? And you will
Okay.
definitely return here the same type of value which match with this one, okay? So this is
Mhm.
f name, a string. This is also a string, and this is also a string. These three strings will be merged and will be returned. We will try to run it, and I hope it will run, okay? Yes, it will run. It is taking, look at here. What happens now?
Okay.
What happens now? We type here string f name 1, and we call this function. It concatenate the first name and the last name and put a space between them, and the value is returned to fn1, okay?
Mhm.
We print here fn1, look at here, and we got
Mhm.
this result, okay? Then
Mhm.
we call this function again with these parameters.
Mhm.
The value will be returned. This value is stored in the second variable of string type fn2, and we print here fn, and we
Okay.
got this one. If we change here, look at here, this is the return statement. I return 15 and run it. It will give us error. This will be a syntax error. Look at here, incompatible
And
types.
mhm.
The same type of error which we saw yesterday, okay?
Yes.
Whenever
Mhm.
the data type and the value mismatches, this
Mhm.
error is thrown by the compiler, incompatible type. What it means that? It means that you are declaring that this function will return a string value, okay?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
in the return statement, you are sending a number
Number.
value or integer value. So this is the error. You can see,
Mhm.
okay? The same thing
Mhm.
is there. Look at, when we run it, it will successfully run. And the second thing, here we define it like int, okay?
Mhm.
And we are receiving in the integer variable,
Mhm.
while this function returns the string value. So it will again give us the type mismatch error and incompatible
Mhm.
error. Look at the same error, incompatible types. String cannot be converted to integer. If we
Mhm.
fully read this one, it is saying that string value is returned and you are trying to capture this value in fn1, which is integer. So it is saying that string value cannot be converted to int. Here, this is another
Mhm.
error. So keep in mind and keep while you are coding that you must know the return value of that function method. You must know the argument of that method so that you
Mhm.
correctly pass the argument when you call that function, and
Mhm.
you correctly accept the value when this method is called.
Okay, so every time we do not have a void method or function, we really have, when we call the function, we need to put the variable type, the data type, and
This,
the
this
variable name.
Yes, this is done when we define the method, and every
Mhm.
time when you define the method or when you use some method, okay, you
Mhm.
will you must know about that method, which parameters are being used and which parameter it accepts here. Look at here. This is parameter. And now this article, look at here, the parameters and arguments. When we talk about Java methods here, create a method, we can create with this one. What are these things? This is the name, this is the scope, and this is the return type. Okay. When you call a method, you just simply type the name of that method. If this method returns nothing, you can call it in single statement. Okay. But if it returns something, then you will have to put. You can call the method as many times as you need. Okay. Look at here. And then we move forward to the next parameters. Information can be passed to the methods on which this method can work. Look at here, this methods, this example is done multiple parameters. We can give multiple parameters. Okay, this is two parameter, one of type string and other one of integer. Okay, the return type is nothing, it will not return this one. Okay, look at here, it will called my method, this is the name, this is the age, and what it will print, we see here, it will print Lime is 5, Chani is 8, and Anja is 31. Okay, this will be printed. Okay, look at return values. When we talk about the return value, it can return either value. And look at here, instead of void, we will use and the return keyword inside the method. Okay, definitely the return will be your last statement inside your CPU. Okay, you can see here, this is an example of a method which will return the sum of this one. Look at my method 5, 3, and it will return the sum of this one. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Okay, we have discussed tomorrow. Yes, I opened that file. I'm not sure where I have stored this one. Quick access. This was the. We have typed this program tomorrow to calculate the. Sorry, yesterday. Yes, this one. We copy this one and paste here. Remove that one and paste here and then run. Look at area of rectangle. Okay. Now we convert this method. We make like method here. Okay. Static CALC CALC.
But if it's not, sorry, if it's not a method yet, what is it?
Nothing is. I am trying to explain. We can. The best approach is using methods. Okay. The best.
All the time. Okay.
Okay. Static. Okay. It will return double, and the name we type here calc area. Okay. We will pass two double length and double EUBLE double W. Okay. And here the body. Okay. Inside the body, we will just return L multiplied by W. Okay. Look at it. Now this is the function name, calculate area, and it will return the value double. Look at this is the spelling double, 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 double. Okay, and it will return L into W. Now we will call here like this one. We will call here CALC and area, and we will pass L comma W here. Look at the same program and the same output, but the strategy is different. When you will run this, look at the same output, the same program. Yeah, the name we have typed here, this one, the error, and then L is not defined here. We will have to define L here. Double L is equal to 4.5 and double W is equal to 3.55. Okay, look at now we run it. look at the same type of result, but this time we have used this calc area function. Okay, if you want to run it as many times, you can call this again. You input the value and ask the user to calculate the area. You can rename. This is the best example about. You can see here the parameters and the return time. Okay.
I just have one question. Sorry, if you go again on here. Sorry, I think it's a bit different from the other example, so I just want to make sure. The public static void main string, we created double area equals to 0. So this is not a variable declaration.
Which one?
Or
this one?
Those three here.
Yeah, these are variable declaration in the main function. Okay.
In the main function. Okay.
And this is the function calling. Okay.
The function calling. Yeah. Okay.
These are the parameters which we are passing, and the return value is stored in this area variable.
Okay, since we already declared it on the previous line, we don't have to declare it. Okay.
Yeah, we
can. Because earlier we said that the function needs to be, if it's not void, we have to specify the data type.
Yes.
So it was already done on the previous line, correct?
You can declare. We can directly call it. We can remove this one. Okay. Look at here. We remove this one, both these lines, and we direct call here. CALC and area, and we pass here L comma W. Look at here, area of rectangle, and here the function will be called, and this function will return a value which will be pasted here. Run it. Sometimes we do this in this way.
Okay. Yeah.
The same output will be here. Look at here, 15.975. This is the concept, the proper concept, declaring the variables and then getting the output in variable. Either we can use the directly here, because it will run, it will return, and this value will be concatenated with this string, and it can be captured by the system out.println. Okay.
Okay.
You can do it in the either way.
Okay.
Okay. So this is about the method and the parameters. Okay. We can use everything inside the method. Look at here. This is the body, and in this body you can use everything. If, else, loop, whatever you want to perform, you can do here. There is no restriction. One statement, two statement, three statement, whatever. The functions are so simple that the body could consist of single line. Okay. But some functions can be of different nature, like this one. This is an example here. Look at this. This is more complex. This is the function check age, and this is the body of that function. One statement, and then the second statement. Look at here. When we give it 20, it returns us, you are not old, you are old enough. Okay. If you type here 20, it will return us, you are old enough. And if we type here 15 and run it, you can see the function will print the different value here. Look at access denied, you are not old enough. Okay.
Okay.
So what the concept behind this example? This example means that the body of your function can contain whatever you want. Either you want if else statement, you can use whole program, loop, if else, everything you can be the part of your function. And this is what about the methods. Okay.
So you create the function and methods first, and then after you can use whatever, like you said, if else or while or okay.
Like I give you an assignment, like here. I share here. This is the file which I am gonna share with you. Okay. This is the practice. Okay. This is the practice. Okay.
Okay.
Write a program to calculate the sum and product of two numbers, okay? Product of two numbers with the help of methods, okay? Look at, this is the first practice. Because the sum of two number is very simple. We declare variables and we will print a plus b. But with the help of methods, you will have to declare a method which will take two parameters and will return the sum. And similarly, it can return here the product, okay? The second thing, write a program to calculate the square of a function of a number with methods, okay? And the third one is write a program to check whether a number is even or odd, okay? With method. You must declare a method. You will pass the number to that method and it will give you this is odd, yeah, this is even, okay?
Okay.
So you can use these three examples and these three practice, and in the next session we will meet again, inshallah. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Do you have any question?
No.